Hey guys, Ed over here at FICMRepair. Repair. Tell you what, we get this question a whole lot. Hey, I just bought this truck and I'm having this problem, and should I just go all in and get it done? Well, I would say, number one, recognize it depends on a whole lot of things. You know, what's your budget? How long you plan on keeping this truck for? There's definitely a financial benefit long term and just a sanity benefit. Have you seen there's not a lot going on up here anymore? You know, a lot of hair is not there anymore. Well, that's because you're in there working on your truck over and over and over again. So there's definitely a sense of, let me just get it done. You know, I've got a hot no start issue now. Okay, fine. So, you know, do I want to change out the H-pop? And oh, by the way, what about the standpipes? And oh, by the way, what about the dummy plugs? And oh, by the way, what about the HHC nipple cups, you know, their corresponding O-rings upgrade? And oh, by the way, what about the top O-ring on the injector? Should I just go ahead and put new injectors in there while I'm at it? Well, if you did all that, well, your high pressure oil issue is going to go away. Or if it's a early build truck, you know, you throw a J tube in there on top of the H-pop, and it's like, okay, fine, but is that everything? Well, no. You know, there's the whole heads that are waiting in the wings for you, especially if you don't have a commonized engine. If your engine's built before January of 2006, you've got the non-commonized heads, which are more prone to lifting the cylinder heads. If you're a January 06 or later build truck, then you have commonized heads, and it's 25% thicker at the bed plate of the head, at the base of the head, and so it makes it a lot less likely to flex and therefore blow a head gasket. But you know, obviously newer is always better. So do you want to buy a set of heads? You know, whether you know these bad boys that we have on our site. That, by the way, we have them in stock too, the Kill Devil heads. But does it make sense to go ahead and put, you know, a set of icons on there, or a set of non-aluminum heads? You know, does it make sense to O-ring them? It makes sense to O-ring them. You know, but you know, what about that oil cooler? Does it make sense to do that? You know, hey, you know, the turbo's coming off. I've already got 170,000 miles on this thing, 200,000 miles on this thing. You know, should I put a new turbo on it? You know, it's a rabbit hole. How long do you plan on keeping this truck for? What's the wallet look like? There is no right answer to this question. It just depends on, you got to ask yourself, am I going to keep this thing till the wheels fall off? If the answer is yes, if you just love this truck, if it's not a cancer patient, right? The body's in good shape and you've got the money, you will spend less money overall if you just swallow hard and do it. Get the aluminum radiator, get the Mishimoto coolant hoses, get the Mishimoto Y hose underneath the degas bottle, pick up new heads, pick up a new oil cooler, pick up IPR Research's full flow coolant filter, get new glow plugs, get new glow plug harnesses, get a new oil cooler, you know, get a new H-pop, get a new J-tube if it's an earlier build, maybe replace the IPR valve, you know, change out the ICP sensor, you know, put a bigger alternator up in there, you know, change out the tensioner on the idler pulleys, right? Put a new starter in there if it's got more than 160,000 miles on the starter. You do all these things, you know, and you're going to be good for a very long time, like a very, very, very long time. You know, pick up the solenoids for the transmission, right? And the 6.4 style pan with the 15 micron filter instead of the 149 micron filter, and so you have your tranny last longer. You will spend less money on the truck overall if you just do it all. But does your wallet afford such things? I don't know. Does it? Right? You know, I mean, just a set of the 205/30s that I love so much, you know, that's over $2,000 just right there, right? And that's not even with the fuel system from FAST or the regulated return or with the fuel bowl delete. That's not with monitoring. You get like an Edge Insight CTS3 with their street diesel kit. You know, if it sounds like this is getting expensive, this is getting expensive. And so you're going to have more into these upgrades than you probably had into the truck, which is a good reason to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to buy a studded truck. I'm going to buy a non-molested 6.0, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in there and do everything and be done. Or I'm going to buy a truck that already has blown heads, and now I can get it for a song and not feel so badly about dropping this investment. You pick up a truck with blown heads and you're paying, you know, less than $2,000 for it, I hope. Then all of a sudden the world is your oyster a little bit. So you can afford all these things. So I don't know if I answered this guy's question or not, but you know, certainly you'll have fewer problems in life if you just go ahead and take care of all of it. And if you want to do it by category, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you need an alternator, or you saw the alternator's too bloody small, you don't want to kill the FICM, yeah, alternator, deluxe cable kit, tensioner, idler pulleys, serpentine belt, 100%. All available on FICMRepair.com. Hey, you got a high pressure oil leak. Yes, by all means. There's logic, standpipes, dummy plugs, HHCs, nipple cup master kit, new valve cover gaskets, right? And you know, a new H pop with the J tube if it's an early build truck, right? There's logic in saying I'm going to one and done this and move on by category. And you can say, split it up that way. Starting system, yeah, I got more than 160,000 miles on the starter. Let me go ahead and pick up a mean green 6.4 starter because it's amazing. And you just handle it that way. Hey, coolant system, great. Sell me the 1.77 inch core all aluminum radiator with the Mishimoto hoses and the Mishimoto thermostat and the Mishimoto hose underneath the degas bottle. Get that done for me. So you can do it in categories. You can do it all at once and just be done. Or you can kind of do it as you go. So you've got a hot no start. You know, do you want to diagnose it? I just shot a video on that. Do you want to do an air test, figure out what's going on? Do you want to look at your gauges and see what your numbers are doing? Or do you just want to say, it's one of these things. It could be any of these things. I'm not going to spend the time diagnosing to see what the issue is. I'm just going to change it all out, knowing full well that one of those things is going to have been the issue. 100%. So, no right answers. What's your situation? Are you paying somebody else? Are you doing it yourself? Do you have the time to be down? Do you not? Certainly at FICMRepair.com, we have every single product you need to do this job, all of it. If you end up, pulling the cab and you want cab mounts too, 100%. We have everything necessary. So the top tier solution for all these various bits and parts, and we haven't beat on price in like 15 years, and we price match for 30 days after the sale. But I hope you just feel the down to earth nature of this to say, look at your situation, and you might say, hey, Ed, I've got, $500 to spend. What do you recommend? Hey, Ed, I've got $1,000 to spend, $2,000 to spend, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, whatever it is. We can figure something out and prioritize it for you and off to the races. And I mentioned in another video, it's been a minute though, that if you want to put a shopping cart together on FICMRepair.com, you say, I think I need this, but what about that? Put the shopping cart together and don't give us your credit card number. Go ahead and put it, say Visa, and put a 4 followed by 15 ones, a future expiration date, and we won't be able to charge your card that way for a fact. You don't have to worry about it. You can put a note in the customer comments there saying, hey, please have somebody call me, and we'll have somebody call you, and we'll have the conversation and say, okay, you forgot this, or hey, why do you even have this on here? You don't even need that, whatever the case is, and we can hook you up. Okay? So FICMRepair.com, we're all in this together. I very much appreciate you. What a great question. Thank you.